Hey, what's up guys, aarava here, and welcome back to a brand new video here today, and welcome back to another F1 game experiment video. And today we're going to see what happens when we put a V8 engine in a modern Formula 1 car. We've done the V12 so far, the V10, so be sure to check out both those videos if you did miss them. We did the V12 around Italy. That went kind of a little bit mediocre. The V12 was quite slow and the car was quite heavy. The V10 then, we put the Ferrari 2004 V10 in the car. We also compensated a little bit for the weight, and we actually did bloody amazing in that car. And so now it's time for a V8 engine. So specifically, we're going to take the V8 from the 09 Brawn car and put it in the Toro Rossos, because we've done the Williams twice now. I thought we'd change it up. We'd do the Toro Rosso and put the V8 in the Toro Rosso car, and we're going to see how it goes. Obviously, the engine sound will change. The gearbox will be a 7-speed gearbox. We're going to, again, compensate for the weight, but I think we might have overcompensated a bit too much in the V10 engine. So, basically, the weight of a Brawn GP car is around 604 in the game. The weight of a Toro Rosso car is like 742. So, what we're going to go for is like around 680-ish. I feel will be a good compensation in terms of I'm trying to compensate for the fact that the V6 engine as a whole package with the battery store, the pack and everything like that is heavier than just the V8 as it is, because it didn't have so many batteries. Of course, there was maybe some KERS involved in the latter stage of the V8 era, but it wasn't as heavy as all the battery store for the ERS systems, and generally the V6 turbo, the packaging, everything like that goes with it is just heavier than any of the engines are in the predecessor cars. So we're going to try and compensate for that, but we're going to go for obviously the usual switch, which is the entire thing. But we're going to go for the usual switch, which is literally we've taken the entire engine side of things, all the revs, all the kind of little things, the details that go with it, the gearbox completely. We've taken it and we've just put it and copied and pasted it from the Brawn GP car onto the Toro Rosso one. So on the underlying skin, it is going to be the V8 from the Brawn GP car. Let's first of all though see how it goes, obviously on track for the first time before we even check it out in a race, just to see the V8 sound back, because we've heard the V12, V10, very nostalgic, but the V8 of course was the most recent one. A lot of people wanted that back when we first got the V6 engine. So let's see how it sounds in the Toro Rosso car. Right, here we go then. We're going to track. And there we go. It sounds very familiar, actually. You know, the V10 and V12 was more of a kind of, oh my god, like this is sounding amazing. The V8, it still sounds so familiar to me, because it was a fair few years back, but it still sounds very familiar. Let's just have a listen. Yeah, there we go. The good old V8 engine is back. I can already tell this is going to be a little bit slower, I think. You know, the V8 definitely is not going to be as fast as the V6 turbo, I think. This car is not going to really gain too much speed. The lightweightness, might help some acceleration here and there, but overall, the V6 engine, I think, will have it. You can kind of already tell, almost like with the V12 when we did it, that, just going around Australia right now, the car seems slower through the corners. The acceleration even isn't that crazy, and the top end of speed, 7th gear, we're definitely not going to have the top end speed the V6 cars have, I don't think. Right, we've had a play around with the car in time trial. Now let's see what it's like in a race. Let's go back to Italy again, the kind of proving ground for these engine swap challenges, and we'll see how the V8 Toro Rosso fares against the V6 grid. I think this could go just as badly as the V12 one did. I don't think this car is going to be very quick. It's going to be very much a case of we're going to be mullered on every straight. Right, let's have it then. Let's have it here in the Toro Rosso car. Ignore the Honda badge. We've got a, well, technically a Mercedes V8 behind us, but here we go then, and we're off. You can just about hear the V8 over the V6. Obviously, in all these experiments we've done, the V8 is definitely the closest relative to the V6 in terms of engine notes, I guess you could say, compared to how far away the V10 and V12 is. At the moment, it's okay. The acceleration definitely wasn't amazing. We're definitely losing some speed. The McLaren has got it. See, this is now our max. We've maxed out 7th gear. We're still just about keeping up with Alonso. We can outbrake him here with a little bit of a lightweight chassis we've got on the car to compensate for the weight of the V8 compared to the V6, what would be in real life, in theory. Obviously, it's that's the thing you get with these F1 game experiments. You can't get completely like real life. But we're just about there or thereabouts ahead of Alonso, but I think it's going to be really tough to move ahead. I think Stroll, I think that's maybe one car we can get because of the corners, but after that, I don't know. Really trying to rev out the engine. Track is sitting as well. An absolute treat there, but I'm on a controller, so forgive me for that. Right, maxing out. We've got some fighting going up ahead, so that might help us out into Parabolica. I don't even know what gear to be in, to be honest. Right, nice move there. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Maxing out. That's all I've got. That's all I've got. 196 is what we max out at. Getting the slipstream might help us a little bit, but the Williams has it. But under braking, can we send one around the outside? The V8, I feel, in many ways, actually, was one of my favourite drivability cars in terms of, you know, the V8 engine, you know, compared to the V6 with 8 gears. Consistently in the previous F1 games when we had 7 gears in the V8 engine, the cars were just a lot more drivable. Like the V6 always seems or seemed like basically on these previous F1 games, like it was on the edge of basically, you know, like having the right gear, whereas the V8 was a bit more versatile in a way. At least I feel it was more versatile. Right, let's close up here. There's a big old train. This actually might help us out quite a fair bit. There is an ERS, mate. We've got no ERS. Oh, no. Being mullered on the straight. The Sauber comes on left. Ericsson's flown past us. The Sauber's a big rocket ship car anyway, compared to other cars on the V6 grid. But compared to our V8, we have no match. But here we go now. Okay, the Haas slows down a bit. We've got a chance. Can we go nearly maybe 4 wide, mate? This might be. I can't. Oh, my God. There's no slipstream. Come on. Because this car is still so draggy compared to how less draggy the V8 cars were back in the day. There was definitely a lot less drag because of less aero. I just can't get any slipstream with these modern cars and the V8 engine combined. Again, Stroll's closing up on us. This isn't good. This isn't good. The V8s are trash, mate. The V8s are trash. Here he comes. We have to try and outbrake him. We can do that. There's an absolute ding-dong battle going up here with the McLaren and the Haas. Can we try and get in the mix? I'll try my best to get in the mix. They're still side by side, actually. I think that's Alonso, I want to say. I think, down the inside. Oh, no, I went too high on the gear there. Right, here we go. DRS. We had DRS in some of the V8 cars. So that's all fine. Open it up. Oh, no, it's 3 wide. And wow, wow, wow. The Williams car literally just flew. Oh, there's a car off. There's a car off for free position. We've also rode the curb like a skateboard. What a move. 3 overtakes. Can we make it 4 or 5? Come on. Gain on. It was Van Dorn, not Alonso. We're 3 wide now. The Sauber is got us. The Haas, though, is on the inside. It's 3 wide. We've been pushed off. Get back. Cut back in. Switch back. Lovely. Ugh. Van Dorn, watch it. All right, get DRS once again. Oh, no. Here he comes. This is the true V8 VV6 power. Look at this. The drag race. It's no contest there. The Williams has mullered me. Under braking, though. Can we close up? Just about. Really over the curbs. Really not taking these track limits seriously. Although when have we ever done that, to be honest. But I think P14. I think we could get the McLaren, to be honest. In the corners. Because of the weight loss for the compensation. We are a little bit quick in the corners. Definitely on the McLaren, at least under braking, I'm gaining on him. But it's just the straights, really. And also the Williams is now hounding me, so he's slowing me down by overtaking me, and I'm having to constantly re-overtake him. Ideally, if the McLaren and the Sauber fight up ahead, then we might have a chance. I think that might just happen to Parabolica. I think the Sauber's going to try and overtake the Haas, and so if those two hold each other up, we could be in the money here. Try and get this corner a lot better than I did last time, going wide. Right, much better run out this corner, but then I'm just going to top out. I'm going to just top out, basically. There's going to be no more. Almost, this V8 would almost really help with 8 gears in a way. As these guys go very slow and we're tucking up behind McLaren almost. The Haas has been overtaken. I've actually got away from the Williams car because Leclerc's overtaken him, but I'm trying to see on this last lap, I really want to get this McLaren. I really think we can. Just need to make sure I line up this enough. And the first gear driving's really wrecking me. I'm just too used to not having to go in first gear to get the car turned in. And then also, I'm not used to revving out the car so quickly. All right, the Haas has gone for it. The Haas and the Sauber side by side. Now's our chance. Gaining little lift off. No. Raikkonen sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. 1:22.5 that was. My fastest 1:25. So that's how slow the V8 was. And also the Toro Rosso, remember. But, oh, no. Can't get this. Come on. Maybe a little last chance. Acceleration. Oh, it's not there. I maxed out 4th gear. Didn't change up fast enough. And across the line, P14. I think we did better than the V12, though. I think in the V12 experiment, we came P15. So, P14. But definitely, yeah. The V8, well, in conclusion, what happens is it's just not that great. The V8 definitely, you know, there's a reason why they've been talking up the V6 in terms of, you know, it is faster and more fuel efficient, you know, let alone, you know, the sound, yeah, move that aside. It is the better engine, the V6. The V8 naturally aspirated engine is just a bit trash, to be honest now. Right, so there we have it, guys. That's what happens when we put a V8 engine in a modern Formula 1 car with an asterisk, because the weight really does make a big difference. You know, the older cars, like I said in the previous videos, are so much lighter that that's really a big factor in terms of acceleration. But on pure, like, actual power coming from the engine itself, you could tell it just wasn't that much. The ERS makes a huge difference as well. And then obviously we don't actually have we don't have KERS available. There would have been maybe some KERS available in these V8 cars, as it was the back end of the V8 era, but obviously there's no mechanism in the game to have that. But there you go, that's what happened. So if you did enjoy the video, then guys, be sure to hit that like button. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. Let me know what experiment you want to see next, whether it's an engine one or a car one or whatever. Let me know in the comments below. If you're around here, to go subscribe for weekly Formula 1 content. I've been aarava. I've enjoyed the day. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.